I have filed Senate Bill 1. It won't be anything that I think creates controversy between the political parties or even regional diversity or anything of that nature, because it all relates to research. Spoke earlier and on many occasions about the Markey Cancer Center and the fact that this body led on developing a tower and research facility at the University of Kentucky, which has brought in tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in the research realm. And then additional monies to Markey that got them designated by the National Institute of Health as a comprehensive research institute for cancer, which, if you want to equate it to Southeastern Conference football, it's the best league. We may not be Alabama, but we're sure in a league with MD Anderson, Sloan Kettering, Mayo, Cleveland Clinic now. So this bill, and I would look to the senator from Jefferson 33, I believe, I remember. And I actually think the senator from Boone 20 was here. When the idea came to my mind, I thought about how this could be modeled. Former senator from, I believe, Jefferson 19, Tim Shaughnessy, brought an individual here that some people are not even old enough to remember, Christopher Reeve. I asked a young person who that was, and they had no idea. But for my generation, he was the original Superman. He had broken his neck in a freak accident, and the University of Louisville was doing experiments for tissue regeneration to try to help his spinal cord reattach to where he could walk. At that point in time, the Brain and Spine Injury Trust was put together, and we funded it through fines, fees, court costs on traffic tickets. And it generated $2 to $3 million a year. And it was a consortium between the University of Kentucky and the University of Louisville that this group, which one of the individuals who is in this group is a man by the name of Dr. Philip Tibbs, who is known as one of the better neurosurgeons in the United States. I can give testament to his skill because he put 2 rods and 4 screws in my back. Politician with a little bit more backbone. But somebody got that one in the back, didn't they? But with that, this group would fund a group of investigators, a group of researchers for a 2 or 3 year period with the seed money. And that seed money would prepare those investigators in a collaborative process between UK and U of L to go out to seek bigger dollars. So let's say this group gets $250,000 a year for 3 years. If after 3 years they were not prepared, they had to go out on their own. But generally, they were. High likelihood they were ready to make the big application to the Carnegie Institute, National Institute of Health. Now you've got Bezos and Gates and all the other institutions, Robert Wood Johnson's, individuals of that nature or that stature from the perspective of an entity that can grant monies. So what this does, it sets up five entities that will be placed at the Council of Post-Secondary Education, that we would have the ability to put in 5 tranches monies, that you would not be at the whim of the General Assembly and the changing of the General Assembly, because since the creation of the Spine and Brain Injury Trust, those funds have been depleted to about $600,000 a year because we've done so many diversionary mechanisms for speeding tickets. You really can't go 2 and 3 years out not knowing what your funding stream will be. So it would put together a similar type of consortium demand. So it's great to have our universities play on the courts and the football fields, but this would incent them because you'd have to have at least 2 universities make the joint application to do some type of research project to bring their students in, to bring their investigators in, to encourage faculty to come there to do cutting-edge research. It may be in tissue regeneration. It may be in Alzheimer's. Maybe it's Eastern and Moorhead doing something in aviation and aerospace. We sat here on this floor last year and even some to this year talking about AI and cybersecurity and what would go on between Northern Kentucky, U of L, and Murray. Why be competitors? Why not be collaborators? To me, in this time, and this is of a person who has been around and getting a little longer and grayer in the hair, maybe some people would say long in the tooth as well, kind of a dream that I've had that we would position this state as a leader in university research that would change the dynamics of this state, that we would create a biomedical hub like Boston is, with 30,000 unfilled jobs, or the North Carolina Triangle that has a 1% unemployment rate, and Indianapolis that an Eli Lilly now dominates the landscape, a Des Moines that gets into agriculture and agriculture research. Tell me why the state of Kentucky cannot emulate that type of dynamic. Senate Bill 1 is my attempt, and I hope I have the support of the body, to try to create that. Not for Republicans, not for Democrats, not for people in the urban areas or the rural areas, but for the state of Kentucky. And that is my plea. I have no idea if we will fund it, if it will pass, but it is my attempt and plea that we change our focus and look to the future and think big and broad about the dynamics of research and all that it can do for this state. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator from Clay. Any other members seeking recognition under this order of business? Next order of business, introduction of floor amendments. Mr. Clerk, do we have any need?
We do.
Please report to the body floor amendments that may have been introduced.
New floor amendments. Senate Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 20 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator Westerfield. Senate Floor Amendment 2 to Senate Bill 20 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator Westerfield. Senate Floor Amendment 3 to Senate Bill 20 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator Westerfield.